Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Death of Art. The theme of this show is creativity under adversity. We're in 2021 now. New York City still hasn't opened up for arts and entertainment and hospitality. A whole slew of new weird rules have been put into effect, including outdoor dining rules, indoor dining limitations. Amazingly, many of these people, they're losing everything, especially small entertainment venues, but they're actually trying to make this work and doing it in a very creative manner. To figure this all out, I've brought our cultural anthropologist, Briana.
Hello.
She's going to give a whole different, non-artistic take on this, and maybe we'll find out something new. And of course, Cyril, our co-founder, he's from France. They know everything about outdoor dining, so we're going to be very educated by the end of this show. This is really where this whole thing is going. We have this abandoned, kind of creative, colorful, like, I see a bunch of hippies making this thing a couple of months ago, and it's already gone. Whatever they tried to do has just vanished. There's been a fire over there. The bar is maybe open, maybe closed, I'm not too sure. But this is the end run of the cycle. So you're seeing the end, and now I'm going to take you to the beginning.
This is an example of how back to basics things have gotten, I guess. This is a livestock corral or a stable.
Moo, moo. Right, no, we were just put them all into stables, make them pay, let them drink, and now go home. That's like, this is basically nightlife in America, in New York City in 2021. This is perfect. It's back to basics, like you said. We just found this massively awesome installation. There's pattern. I won't say there's texture, but there's structure.
There's a certain
and you have
type.
rectangular
And then
objects
the
and
white.
things.
Unity through repetition too, don't forget.
Yeah, and then a little randomness to throw you off.
There's no randomness. All of this is actually very carefully constructed. Somebody's worldview made for us on the street. It's amazing. So here we have a complete, beautiful street scene, and in many ways this is lovely. This is the whole inside bar and restaurant scene happening outside on the street. It's almost a little bit like Europe. And we were kind of thrilled at that, except it's freaking 25 degrees with a howling wind. And this is not comfortable. This is something we have to endure, and we're doing the best with it. And restaurateurs are doing the best with it. Look at this. They try to work within the parameters of what the city would let them do. And none of this actually makes sense in terms of the guidelines for being outside. They're supposed to be open on 3 sides, but they're just like going for it. They just try to keep their people warm, try to keep things going. And it's a whole little history of the last 7 or 8 months where outdoor dining started. Again, this whole outside thing just like went into the wind. All of these places have become enclosed. We all are not exactly sure what this has to do with virology. People are just trying to survive, and they're each doing their entire little scheme to make this happen and actually make it look nice based on their resources.
I guess this is an alternative to the dining experience.
Ultimately, all of this is going in one place. If this sort of restrictions and lockdowns goes on for another year, most of these restaurants will be closed. At least half of them will be, if not all of them. And people will be moving into them. Basically, the people who are out of work. And if you're wondering whether I'm being like pessimistic or fantasizing, I want you to take a look at this. This is a restaurant. It was quickly abandoned, and this has become an entire homeless encampment. And it's actually in itself quite it's creative. All right, there's someone sleeping in there, so I'm gonna actually try to tone it down. But he's created his own little world. He's got his laundry, there's a library, there's a couch. I mean, this guy has a whole world in here. This is gonna be every one of these places if this keeps on going for another year or so. This is actually really well done, but it has absolutely no soul, and there's nobody
that's why
here.
It's empty.
And it's dead end. This is not exciting to people. There is so much more creativity happening around here. People are responding to it. The ones that look like a pile of weird artistic junk on the corner are packed with people. And look at this place. There's nothing wrong with this, but it bores people.
I love this phenomenon. I don't like the whole reset crisis nonsense madness, but this is beyond my belief. Yeah, my dream, my expectation, or anything I would have imagined. I hope they just keep extending, I don't know, take everything over, and, art take over the world again, haha.
I love that people are in there without any jackets on. That must mean the heat is working. They're just having a date that each of them are on their phones, not even talking to each other, and they have t-shirts on. So that's a great restaurant with the right amount of barriers.
We've reached the end of the road here. We're now at a taqueria. We're freezing. This has been an interesting little journey. And really, there's so much more to show. We can go walk around New York City for hours looking at this stuff. But really, each little place has its own solution. There's a lot of creativity, and there's more to see. So stay tuned. Please like, please subscribe, and please ring the bell.